Chantilly lace is what we're all about today, and Teresa's had a wonderful time, and I can't wait to show you the 5 projects that woman has done. So why don't you please come play with us? Okay, so the Chantilly lace collection has 6x6 papers. It has 12x12 papers. Well, actually, it's all cardstock. Everything is cardstock. And the solid cardstock, also the Chantilly lace chipboard, as well as die cuts, as well as 3 cutting dies. This one with a repeatable image, as well as a rose lace, as well as a slimline rose lace. Yes, we have all kinds of goodies just ready for you. Now I'm going to set these aside and bring in our first card, and we'll get in a little bit closer just so you can really see it on your screen. Now, Teresa's first card does start with our regular card. It ends up being about 5 by 6.5. She did a little bit of trimming, but that's an option. So she started with our regular card, as I said, and then she laid it flat, brought the ends in to make our typical gatefold card, but that's where the similarity ends. So she measured down 2 3/4 inches on the left side, made a dot, and then drew a line going over to the upper right-hand corner. Then she cut that out. Now you just want to be careful not to cut both sides of the card. You don't want to cut the back side, so just both of the front flaps. And then she added, using the cutting die, that one of the ones I just showed you. So this is 3 1/4 by 6. The image repeats, so if you want to use this on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page, you can do that. It's just going to work perfectly. And you can see how intricate this is. Now, what she did is she took, and I've got this one trimmed out, and she actually cut it in half. That's right. And I was so busy and excited that it repeated that I didn't even think about cutting it and using it in different ways. So she did that, and then she attached it to the front of her card. She did that first, and she used the sticky specs. Now you know about those, and I will tell you that she used this on many of the projects today. So as you probably know, but I feel like I have to tell it every time, this comes with 4 sheets. They're A4, and when you lift back the plastic, just place the let me push this down. You just place your die cut piece on top, and then I really recommend that you just lightly kind of pet it, and that will attach some of those micro dots to it. And then when you lift this off, then you can easily pull this up, and it will have enough adhesive to stick to anything that you want it to. In this case, you're going to trim it first, and then she has placed that on just this piece right here, that angle. But you do need to cut it in half, otherwise your card won't open. Makes sense? And you've got another piece just waiting for you, okay? Now, in this case, she used the pattern that is provided. Now, this is in the gallery down below, and see the supply list, and then the last thing will be the download. Teresa does this for us very often, and it's really nice because it gives us the paper pattern, and it allows that pattern to be within the card so that the card itself becomes the mat, and that just is really, really nice. So that is there waiting for you. Now, what she used was obviously one of the papers. It happens to be this one. I think I showed it to you look like this, but she turned it this way and used the patterns to cut her piece, and then she glued them to the front of her card. Notice that the patterns meet in the middle. There's not a gap. There's just the white showing around the outside edge, so that's just a good note. So that goes on top of the die cut lace, so that just works nicely. Now, she did add some of the thin line Dazzles. You know about these. They're 250 in the pack, black, white, gold, silver. So she placed 2 of them right there and 1 of them down here just to add just a bit of shine to that card. Just really nice. Now, these pieces are from the die cuts, and let me show you. So you've got your friendship is a blessing. It's right there. The hello friend is right there. And she did mat the Hello Friend on the solid cardstock and did glue them to the left gate as it opens up. Now, her bow is obviously from the ivory ribbon collection, so she's got that. She did add a couple of flowers, and I thought this was interesting. I think in my head I would have gone pink, but a surprise, there's pink in the Tutti Frutti Sugar Posies from 49 and Market. You can see all those colors mixed together. So she's got one down here, one in the center of her bow. Then on the inside, she has used another paper from the pack, and she used the cutting die again to have a piece go full horizontal right there. Added more of the thin line Dazzles. Now this Thankful for You, that's also on the die cuts, and I think I just lied to you. It's actually one of the cutouts. Okay, there you go. And she did some inking with it, so she used the Bordeaux ink pad, and of course our favorite blending brushes just right around the edge. You can kind of see that, I think, very nicely, how that just circles or goes around that oval going on top. One little flower right there and a leaf just to create that continuity from the front to the back, and just a really lovely card, and I think you would agree. Okay, we'll get into something else, and this is really kind of amazing, I think. And this is how the card came to me, but look what happens. Are you ready? Okay. It sets down. Isn't that pretty? And look at the beautifulness on that chipboard. Just gorgeous. So this is the front of the card, and then when I open it up, there is the inside. So what happens is that this can telescope out, and with that back pushing out, it will stand up just like that. Really? I've not seen a card like this before. Well, you know, I say that a lot with Teresa because the woman is just brilliant. Okay, well, let me show you what you do. Now, you're going to take some of the cardstock, of course, and to make this structure, we're going to get a piece that's 6 1/4 by 7 inches. You don't have to make notes right now because they're all right down in the gallery, okay? 6 1/4 by 7. Then we're going to turn it sideways, and we're going to measure 3 7/8 inch and score, and 6 inches and score, okay? Now this one is going to be a valley fold. This one is going to be a mountain fold, okay? See the valley and the mountain? Just like that. Now what Teresa did is she created this piece, and then she used our friend, the extra sticky tape, you know, the roll of tape, and attached it to our normal card, our 5 by 6 1/2 inch card. So this is going to be attached at the top. You're just attaching this big flat area, so it's going to go right there, and then it will create that that telescope that's going to come out. Okay. Now, for the other piece that's right there, okay, let me give you how that's going to go. Now this is 4 inches by 5 1/2, and this is going to have a few more scores. So we're going to measure at 1 inch, 4 inches, and 5 inches. Pretty easy. All of these are done in valley folds, but we also are going to go back to our extra sticky tape and place a strip. This is the 1/4 inch. We generally place it close to the score line, and we do that there, and we do it right here on both the outside edge and the score line. So what happens is that this, let me get my little piece right there. Okay, pretend like that's attached. And this is going to go right, this piece is going to get attached right against the bottom score line. So just like that, okay? Then this piece, you're gonna lay it flat and close this up, lay that flat, and attach that other piece of extra sticky tape. And then what happens is the whole piece becomes one unit, okay? Now, obviously, you're going to attach this piece after you get that other Chantilly lace paper there, and another one here. And she's also used the thin line Dazzles on this. So you can see one at the top, one right here, down there, and right there, and down there. So just adding accents. But what I thought was really amazing that she did is with the chipboard. Okay, you saw the chipboard piece. Here it is. And I'm going to bring out my craft mat because we're going to do something. And what Teresa did is she used shimmer shakers. So you could also use the new Pixie sparkles, those, and she has used two colors. This is the Purple Paradise and the Denim Dash, okay, the two colors. So that, and I'm going to get my mister out. So what she did, and I'll do it just on this piece just so you can see. So these have an applique, whoops, well, it has a little, if you don't shake it up like I did getting ready, it won't do that. So I'm just going to tap some on. Whoops, well, that's quite a bit, Paulette, but you get the idea. Well, let's see, maybe I'll just, there we go. I'm going to have a very colorful craft mat. And then, whoops, I guess I'm going to get better at just putting a little bit on. I do love this stuff. Okay, now, then you're going to mist it, and as you probably know, it's going to activate it and it's going to get beautiful. Okay. And you don't have to worry about the water and the chipboard. The chipboard will absorb some. And then you just want to use your finger to spread it. Or you can do what I did and get some off of your craft mat. So it's going to look, oh, it looks really, I think it's really pretty. And if you need more, you can just tap on more. That will be fine. Then she did something else when she was done with this. So I'm going to just jump to that next step. You might want to let it dry, although it will dry pretty quickly. And I'm going to have a purple finger through the rest of this, but that's fine. And, okay, now, did you notice that that piece had a shine to it? Okay, now you can really see it. Well, what she did, and it's probably a good idea to do it while you're on the craft mat, is she used this Glamour Gold. This is from our friends at Hunky Dory. This was the only color we had, the only color that I saw that they had, and you can just spray it, and you're going to get a beautiful, beautiful gold color. You can kind of see it in the areas that are just empty, but can you see the sparkle that it added? Quite lovely. Okay, now let me scoot all of this over and get back to that card, and I'll grab a baby wipe just so that I don't get this on everything. Okay, I'll slide this over and bring the card back. Now, that happy birthday that's right there, that is one of the die cuts. And the ribbon, of course, is from the gold and silver ribbon collection. Now, just notice that on this, so that big lace, well, that was done, the two corner pieces, the two swirls, and that little piece right there. All of those were done with the, with all of these, okay, with these sparkles, the shimmer sparkles. So just beautiful. Now inside, she's gone with darker paper. Now this is just the paper, and this is one of the cutouts or die cuts. And then again, some more of the thin line Dazzles right there. So you get a little bit of shine. If you wanted to, you could probably spritz that gold inside, just really, really pretty. So, oh, I didn't mention it. Do you see how this is darker along the edge? Well, what Teresa used here was the Friar Brown. Just does a really nice job of giving a lovely edge to that die cut. So that's going to work beautifully. Do you like that? I thought it was very clever. Okay, now we are going to get into the cutting dies. So here we go. This is our first card, and this is using this cutting die. So this is the kind of a rectangle, and it's going to fit perfectly on our 5 by 6.5 inch card. Now, can you see there's 2 layers of gold? Now, let me just show you. This is what the cutting die looks like so that you get a nice view of that. And what she's done is she has taken the 5 by 6.5 inch card, and this is the pattern paper out of the 12 by 12 Chantilly lace, right? Then she die cut the hammered gold. Now the hammered gold is embossed. It comes just like this. It is a paper, it's lightweight, and she's embossed that, and you can tell that when she embossed it, that she just die cut out the center part and then cut out around it. So you can see she's got a wider edge. I'm hoping you can see that. Then she matted it on our metallic gold. So the hammered gold onto the metallic gold, and it's just very, very stunning. Now what she used right here are the die cuts, and I mentioned before that you can cut these apart. Well, here's just a perfect example. So here's this one, and this one has been cut, and then she did a V in the end, and used this little guy right there, and she did cover up those cut ends with our light pink ribbon set, so that worked nicely. Then she wanted to add a bit more shine because obviously that wasn't enough, and so she went into the gold and silver buttons. And so this is just a whole group of different sizes and different types of buttons, but they are all gold and silver, and she just soldered one there and did her bow. Now this happy birthday, that is also through the die cut. So between the cutouts and the die cuts, you've got a lot of imagery to use. Then on the inside, well, here she has die cut again, that same piece. You can see that wide edge that she left, and she did that out of the cardstock. Again, this is more of the die cuts, as is this piece. She's got a bow on the front, so she just did a knotted ribbon on the inside. By the way, this piece is backed with a piece of the 12 by 12 pattern cardstock. Just really nice. Notice that these are horizontal because here she's got them vertically. So that's a nice balance too. It just works really, really well. Okay, I have 2 more that I'm very anxious to show you. And let me show you this one first. Now this is a slimline card. And again, I think shine just goes with the Chantilly lace. Now, what Teresa used is obviously the slimline cutting die, but what she used it on is what's really interesting too. So here's what that's going to look like. But she used our iridescent papers. Now, if you haven't seen these, we bring these in from Holland, and it has, I think it's got 10 sheets, yep. And you can kind of see on the front, but this is what the sheets look like. They're each a different color, and that's the iridescence, just beautiful. What Teresa used is the white one, this one, and I think it's just amazing what she's done. Now something else, I mean, not only is that pretty, doesn't it really help seeing it die cut out when you see the full sheet? Just gorgeous. She wanted it to have a little bit of depth, but she didn't want to do her iridescent paper multiple times. So what she did, she cut the die twice out of white, then once out of the iridescence, and she stacked them. Now you might be wondering, how are you going to stack something that's so intricate? Well, to the rescue is our old friend Sticky Specs. So she used those. You remember Sticky Specs from the very first project. And she used the 2 white ones and then put the iridescent on top and then used the Sticky Specs to attach it to her card front. So just really pretty. And it's got the Chantilly lace paper on the back of it. Now, this Hello Friend, that's one of the die cuts. She matted it. Now, when she did this cut out of the iridescent, she did it twice. And then she cut around one to put right there. And do you see in the center of these, I can certainly feel the raised area, but there's another shine, a kind of a glittery shine more than the iridescent. And what she did is she went into this set. Now you might think, why would you ever use this with this? This is really elegant and this is really fun and bright. This is called Birthday Bling. This is the doodads from Buttons Galore. But inside these, there is a gold piece, and that's what Teresa selected. And she just used our Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Glue, just put drops in the middle of all the roses, and then attach those, place them with our tweezers. And it's just lovely. The inside, now the inside she scaled down, so she's got the papers, obviously, and these are the extra roses that she cut out of the die cut. So you can see that she left the leaves on them and just placed them with the sticky specks again. And I thought it was really neat that she overlapped two of the words, and I think that's really nice. So on the front, it's Hello Friend, thank you, you are the best. So it kind of gives you a whole little story. More of the birthday doodads right there. Now, all of these projects are lovely and elegant, but you might be wondering, what else can you do? Perhaps something a little different. And Teresa did that. So let me show you this project. And in this one, she has used the 6x6 pattern paper. And in addition, well, let me first show you that. So this is using our chipboard, our big chipboard. So she has used the label supersized and the oval supersized and layered them together. So let me bring them into you separately. So this piece is the label. And what she did is she put the sticky specks on the solid cardstock, placed it right there, kind of trimmed the excess kind of loosely, and then she went with our super sanding tool and just pulled off the extra paper so that she had this easily covered. Then she went into the oval, and I told you she used the 6x6. Well, she took this piece, and I think I showed it to you like that. She had it upside down to kind of go over 2/3 of the oval. And then she took this one, you saw that earlier in the 12x12 size, she tore a strip, probably just like that, and overlapped it. Then she attached them all with the sticky specks and then trimmed the extra and then went around it with the tool and just, again, to get a really close, or you could just trim it with scissors because this is really a smooth edge. The scissors would be fine. Okay, then she also did some inking around it using, I believe, the Bordeaux, and that gives this lovely look. She did attach the oval to the label using the extra sticky tape. That way it really is going to stay right there, and I think it's just really nice how beautifully that fits. Okay, then she went to decorate. Now she used a couple of things. So we have this really very lacy look, but then, and it's a little bit hard to see on camera, but she took the cutting die and placed it like so. So there is another layer underneath all of this and on top of the paper, and that's what that looks like. It's in the tan, so it might be a little hard to see on camera, but it just gives another definition. Okay, now she used a couple of things that I was really surprised, quite honestly. You might remember our Easy 3D toppers. Well, this has 10 packages inside. Each package has 3 layers of artwork. So she took 2 of them and use them right here. And so let me just show you that. Let's see, I'll open this one up. And as I said, there are 3 layers. Okay, where are you? There are 3 layers inside. Shouldn't be that hard. And she used them and separated them. The artwork matches itself. Okay, so right here, you can see that's where that one went. That makes sense? Then she put this layer on top of it and foam taped it. You see she trimmed off the petal that's going down there, the stem that's going down there. The third piece, she foam taped up here, and she cut off this little flower and foam taped it right there. So she took these 3 pieces and made them bigger, which I think is quite brilliant of the woman. Then she did the same thing with the other package. So you still have 8 other packages in that 3D set. So she did another one up here. Then what did she do? Well, she used the butterflies, and this is out of our Rose and Butterflies engraved stickers. And you can see she put them on vellum and then trimmed right along the edge of the butterfly because it's a sticker, so it's obviously adhesive everywhere. And she did that so that these could be lifting up. Just really, really nice. And she added some dazzles. Now this says dream big and be happy. This is out of our Good Times. This is 8x9 dazzle sheet, and there are several colors in here. So you can see this is brown, it's black, white, gold, and silver. And so dream big, it's not black, sorry, it's brown, white, gold, and silver. Okay, so dream big is here. She decided to put the silver one to match the silver butterflies. The be happy is right there, and she placed the black one there with a little butterfly. Now, what do you want to do with this? Well, you can do several things. This would be a lovely card, just an absolutely gorgeous card, or you can do what Teresa did and attach a ribbon length from those ribbons that we used earlier and just attach it and hang it. So it's just lots of options, but really pretty. And you do get that lace look. You can see the lace there. You can see the flowers being supported. So just a lot of things. I told you the woman has been busy. So to recap, we have 3 cutting dies for you, and I may only be able to find 2 of them in my pile. We have chipboard, we have die cuts, we have cardstock, we have 12 by 12 and 6 by 6. All of this is Chantilly lace. All of this is in stock, and we're just so delighted to have it. Teresa, as always, you did a wonderful job. Thank you for sharing with us. By the way, thank you for joining us. As I said, in the gallery down below, you'll see the patterns. You'll also see the complete instructions with all the measurements. Over on the right side of your screen, well, that's our money saver. Might as well save some money when you're getting some beautiful things. I want to thank you for joining us. After all, you are the very best part of paperwishes.com.